I have a special guest tonight. I am so excited. I was just wandering around Oakland and I stumbled into this fabulous business. And I met this gentleman by the name of Day Caldwell. And I'm going to let him tell you what he's doing in Oakland.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here, and I'm glad you invited me here. Well, what we do in Oakland is I own Oakland's only luxury custom fashion brand. It's called Adriane Demure Collection. We're located on 12th and Franklin, at the corner of 12th and Franklin. We specialize in custom tailored clothing, of course, keeping true to the Savile Row tradition of men's and women's tailoring. We don't want to discriminate the women, of course. We do women as well in our store. But our main focus is on our custom business. And, of course, we will have a ready-to-wear collection for spring 14, of course, coming up. If there's any good fortune with the city, we'll be able to do our runway show next year in January. We're looking to do a full runway show that night where we can close down 12th Street and actually invite most of Oakland or whatever we can that the city will allow us to come in and really see Adriane Demure Collection at its prime, at its opening, at its debut. So we are Oakland's destination for that particular gentleman or lady who wants something more than what they see on the racks or what they see at a Wilkes Bashford. Whereas Wilkes Bashford, I love Wilkes Bashford. I'm a Wilkes Bashford fan. But at the same time, we are much different from Wilkes Bashford because we are the brand. Whereas Wilkes Bashford, they carry multiple brands. Gene Hiller and Sausalito carries multiple brands, but we are the brand. So don't be surprised if you ever see our brand in those stores or in a Neiman Marcus, because that's who we are. That's what I do. We work with over 200 different tailors in 3 different cities here in the United States. Those tailors all have Savile Row traditional tailoring skills. And all of our fabrics are sourced from the Italy and UK. So we have a strong relationship with those textile houses in those countries. We boast over 2,000 different shirting fabrics, over 10,000 different suit fabrics. We do leather. We do custom alligator is our specialty, of course. So ladies, we have the alligator bags coming this spring. As well as the alligator stilettos coming this spring. But no one can actually match our quality. No one can match our style. When you wear Adriane Demure Collection, you wear refinement. It's pure refinement. It's pure tailoring. And, of course, I'm the designer. I'm the brainchild of this, of course. My tailors, they wouldn't want to be seen on camera right now because they like to be in the background. So that's Adriane Demure Collection, and that's what we do, and we're proud to be an Oakland-born brand. I'm not from Oakland originally. I'm from Vicksburg, Mississippi, but I've made Oakland my home for the past 11 years. And, after working with Ralph Lauren for years and working with Guess for years, I've taken a lot of what I've learned and I've incorporated it into creating my own brand. So I know exactly what I'm doing with what I'm doing. And there's nothing like what I do. There's nothing out there. Good luck trying to find it because we're it. So if you ever get a moment, got an urge for a new suit, new pair of shoes, new handbag, come on down to Adriane Demure Collection.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the place is so amazing. I am so happy to have the opportunity to actually introduce him to my audience here tonight, and I appreciate you so much for coming out, and I wish you the very, very best. Thank you. Thank you.
This is Paula Harrell here at the Exchange event, our second event on November 20th here at Foz in downtown Oakland. And I am so honored to be here with a very, very good, dear, old, amazing, wonderful friend of mine who I have so much respect for because he's doing so many wonderful things, not only in our community, but in a lot of communities around this country. And so I want to have him share with us some of the things that he's doing, and hopefully you'll get some benefit out of exactly what David's doing as well. This is David Roach. He's the founder of the Oakland International Film Festival, founded in 2001. and founder of several other very amazing projects that I'll have him talk about. But let's talk about the film festival first. David, please tell us a little bit about the history of the film festival and what you're doing now.
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me as part of the exchange. And it's an honor to be on the show and to have you interview me. And you're right, we've known each other for so many years and have worked together. And so it was really a kind of happened out of necessity of, having a film that my brother Paul had written and directed. And we produced it, my brother Mac and myself, and then we had it shown in different film festivals. And so we came back to Oakland. It was like, well, why doesn't Oakland have a film festival? So we started the film festival.
Excellent. So 12 years strong.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it'll be our 12th year coming up in April. Yes.
So tell us a little bit about how it's been going over the years, like what's transpired and how it's transformed.
Well, it's always been very Oakland based, where we have a lot of submissions from Oakland filmmakers, and but over the years we've been able to create more of a destination Oakland. So we're getting the airport involved, so people can know to fly into the Oakland airport, stay at the Marriott Hotel, and and every year we're getting closer and closer to becoming more of a destination event. And so that we can make it so that, business can happen here as well. So we get distribution companies coming and, really supporting films so they can, be seen beyond the borders of Oakland.
And David actually travels around the country quite a bit, visiting other film festivals and getting our name out there because, we're going through a sort of a mass transformation in Oakland already as it is. And so now is such a great time because people are starting to know Oakland. We're getting on the map, and the fact that he's out there marketing this film festival all across the country. I am out there too. I did help David start the film festival 12 years ago. So absolutely, we both traveled to quite a few film festivals, but it's really an amazing thing because Oakland has been an underdog for so long. But Oakland is a gem. It's an absolute gem. And so David's really helping to, expose Oakland, but also expose all these other countries. I mean, talk a little bit about the films that have been in the film festival that are from outside of this country.
Well, we've been having quite a few selections from Africa. And last year, a very controversial documentary was called Mugabe, Friend or Villain or Hero. And this film, was a story about Robert Mugabe, the president of Zimbabwe, who has been, pretty much defined as a dictator, and who has been the president since the independence of Zimbabwe. And so it's very controversial in that his leadership from most Western countries would seem to be, he's, for example, once they became independent, he basically wanted all the land that was controlled by the previous government to go into the hands of the Zimbabwe people. And so many of the white farmers had to leave the land for it to be put into the hands of some. So very controversial in a sense. But he's been sticking to those principles. And so anyway, this film we showed last year, and it was done by a Ghanaian filmmaker. We've had another film that was related to SWAPO, which was the people from Angola. And we've had the film commissioners from Angola, come here, which just gained its independence, I believe, in 1991. So, I mean, these people did not even smile. I mean, they just right out of war. And it was we were very happy to have them come to Oakland and to show them Oakland. And they stayed at the Claremont Hotel, and they enjoyed that part. And just to be here,
they did.
And then we've even had people like Sam Greenlee, the filmmaker for The Spook Who Sat by the Door, here a couple of years ago, who's in his 80s now. This film was actually banned by the FBI in 1971. So yeah, and then we've had films from Asia, and filmmakers come from Asia here to represent their filmmakers from Mexico come and show their films. So it's been a real honor to be somewhat of a ambassador for Oakland, through film, and hopefully we can connect more of our filmmakers across the board. And as you were talking about, our transition to year 12, it's very similar to, as you're shooting this, how it's going to be online. And how when we first started, we didn't have the internet and websites, you know, to really promote it. So things have, so these mechanisms have really helped us to go more global as well.
That's amazing. So yeah, we're very lucky to have David and the International Film Festival and making us an international destination and an international focus, especially around film. Now David does not only do filmmaking and this film festival, he also is the founder of an organization called Mo Better Foods that I'd like you to talk a little bit about, which is a very, very important organization here in the Bay Area and again across the country. Can you tell us a little bit about that organization?
Oh, well, thank you. Mo Better Food, we've been really in transition, kind of like the film festival, in that we, it was sort of in response to the a paper that I did when I was at Morehouse College, where it was urban economic public policy, and it was to find economic solutions for the African American community. And so in my research, I found that we were losing all these acres of land, and I came across information about black farmers. And so when I returned back to the Bay Area after school, and I happened to teach in East Oakland, where there was no grocery store. And one of my students came back to visit me, and she was like, you know, feeding her child candy. And I was like, well, why are you feeding your child candy? Feed him some fruit. And she was like, well, Mr. Roach, where am I going to find fruit around here? And so that kind of stuck in my mind with this paper. And then next year we started a farmer's market in West Oakland. And it was run by our students from the school where I taught business. And so we were the first farmers market at a school site, and now Oakland has about 30 plus farmers markets in schools. And then a few years later, we were able to receive a collaborative grant from the USDA to plan for a grocery store in West Oakland. And so then that was the beginning of what now is Mandela Foods Co-op, which is a grocery store in West Oakland. And so now we're taking this motto, and we call it Building Healthy Economics, where you can have the school run its own garden, their own farmer's market and grocery store. And so now we're looking at every school having this as a way of getting students engaged in learning business by managing their garden, their farmer's market, and eventually having a grocery store.
And then being very healthy at the same time, because a lot of people in our underserved communities are forced to, you know, eat fast food, and like you said, their children eating candy and things of that nature. And then that, you know, I don't know if people always recognize how much that impacts a child, even in their learning and how they operate and how they grow up. They need to be fed something that's healthy and good for them. And if they're getting junk all their lives, it really does contribute to how they learn, how they succeed. And so I think it's a wonderful thing that you're doing. Everything you do is wonderful. I have to mention, I've known this man for a long time. I have a lot of respect for him and everything he does. I was a teacher at McClymonds High School when I first met him, but starting all these projects, and proud to see all that you have done. So can you tell us where everybody can find you, website, whatever you'd like to give?
Sure. OIFF.org is Oakland International Film Festival. And so also OaklandInternationalFilmFestival.com. And then also Mo Better Food, as you mentioned, MO Better, BETTER Food.com, as well as Healthy Economics is our main, that's our mission. So healthyeconomics.org. And also the book that I wrote, which is called The 4 Steps of Hotep, which is kind of like the guide of Mo Better Food. Yep. And that's at adventuresofhotep.com. And that's adventuresofhotep, HOTEP.com.
Perfect.
Yes.
David Roach.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Was I good? Oh.
What an evening. Welcome to the Exchange, and we're so happy to be hosting this event here in Oakland. We have an idea that Oakland really needs something like this. It's an opportunity, I think, to connect with people and just figure out what's going on in Oakland. And I have my co-host here, Paula Harrell. And Paula?
I've just been having a great time, and I have been enjoying watching everybody connect with one another, you know, in a very different way. I think people feel that we're really trying to bring something special to Oakland, and people are having an experience that they haven't had before, and they're learning about people and businesses and opportunities that they haven't seen or heard about in the past, and then we're having a great time doing it. You know, the best part of it is that we get to interact with all these people and learn about what they're doing, and then my co-host and I get to interact with each other and have a good time. So I'm having a good time. It's fun.
I'm having a good time too. The music is great. Just the pardon me?
Can we ask for better ambiance?
It's fabulous. It's fabulous. It's fabulous. But I do want to say thank you so much to T25CL, our production company. I mean, they're doing an excellent job, you know, exposing us, exposing all of our guests, and just the media, the videos, just everything. I'm just really, really, really pleased, and I just want to say thank you to Andre Ward.
Thank you very much.
And his team, Ricardo Burgess, Eddie Langford. Yeah, we definitely could not do it without them, so we really appreciate them.
So this will be our last event for the year, but we will be back again next year to dazzle you with more fantastic
Definitely dazzle.
So thank you all for supporting us. All of our supporters, too, and our audience and our guests, please, thank you for supporting us. And we look forward to seeing you again next year, right?
Yeah. And also, before we close, I do want to just mention that we are going to be having opportunities for sponsorships. And vendor support, so stay tuned for that, and definitely if it sounds like something you're interested in, let us know and we'll give you more information.
It'll be well worth your while.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.